What about other non-academic occasions where
Oh
you had
yeah,
a chance to say, I can do this, other people
yes,
will pay attention and follow me?
yeah. That's the first really big one, and the changing experience, no doubt, no doubt, was when Dr. King and others came to Birmingham, and when he asked the children to go to jail, and when I wanted to go from the beginning because mother and dad had me at the Alabama Christian Movement meetings every night. I didn't want to be there.
Yeah,
What kid wants to be there?
yeah.
So I'd be in the back of the room, as I've told before, doing math and studying. And but you hear people talking, and you can't but listen after a while. And you like the song, so you know you're doing your math, and I ain't gonna let nobody. You're singing along with it. You in it without
Yeah.
even knowing. It's like people in the rap stuff. You know, if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, if you're using the bad language, it becomes a part of you. Well, all of that was a part of me. So when he said he wanted the children to go, well, we've been here every day. We've been listening to it. So why can't I go? Because they said I couldn't.
Your parents said you couldn't?
Oh,
I'm sure
after
they
the
did.
first day, it's only now, I mean, in recent years that I've thought back on it and really understood. And I thought to myself, now, would I have let my son go? You're trusting your child to be in that jailhouse
Right.
with white people who don't like you anyway, and certainly don't like your children. You
Yeah.
know, and so that was what they were thinking about, more so than the fact that employers had told Board of Education, it made it very clear that people would lose their jobs. This is, the rumors go out.
Right.
You're gonna lose your job if your child goes to jail. So they were talking that, but more important than their jobs, I was their prized
Sure.
asset.
Yeah.
Me, the child, and their point was that I couldn't go, and it was, I've told it before, but I really did call them hypocrites. Now, at that time, you really don't do that.
Right.
You do
Yeah.
not disrespect your mama, especially your daddy, though. Because mama could be a little more lenient, and daddy in around, but you don't do your dad. And they were not pleased and told me to go to work, go to bed. And I did, and it was early the next morning they came in after spending a sleepless night and told me I could go.
Oh.
Yeah. So I did go, and scared as I could be then, of course. And that experience taught me that you really don't have to be traditionally courageous to do something that has some meaning, because I was not courageous. I wanted to be helpful because I wanted better schools. And I wanted to be able to drink out of the water fountain and go to the bathroom and all the basic stuff and go to kiddie land, and not be seen as second class. I knew that. I knew how they thought about colored children. And so the point is that I did go, and I led my group because I was older than I was in a higher grade than other children. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I was a little more mature, and I was going to where they were taking the kids under a certain age, although I was a high school kid, you see, and I could take the children, and I did. And what's interesting is that I was and I did lead the group and have to speak to Bull Connor, who was there. I was so scared.
And what happened to your interchange with Bull Connor?
Oh, Lord, let me tell you, my heart was pump, pump, pump. The only thing that kept us going, and I've told this to students, was I was singing those songs. Let nobody turn me around. Turn me around. And it was just amazing, and that gave you courage to keep going. But you get up there, and there's this guy with this red face. Ooh, I remember. Ooh, and he said, "What do you want, little nigger?" Oh, Lord, I'm just shaking. And I said, "Sir," as if, "Sir, we want to kneel and pray for our freedom." And that's when he spat on me.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. He spat on me, picked me up, just pushed me towards the paddy wagon. And they threw us all into the paddy wagon. It was all within, very quickly. He was so angry. He was also angry because there were people taking pictures.
Yes.
You see, it was embarrassing his city and all of that. And
he must have had some understanding that these children are making me angry, and I can't let children make me angry.
Yeah, and yet, he was, if I were to think about it, I am sure this will sound odd for me to be saying, he hadn't thought about being mean to those children. He was angry at people for setting up the situation. He was angry at the embarrassment for Birmingham. He was out of control, if I'm to look back at it. But let me say, at that time and for years, I just saw him as a terrible man, an awful. For years I hated him.